Hey guys, welcome to the Taurus Season Predictions reading. I hope everyone's doing well. I don't know why, but I'm in like a super excited mood to do this reading. So hopefully that's a good sign. I've got a lot of good energy around it, so I'm quite excited to get this one started. So this is a reading that takes a look into what's going to be happening throughout Taurus season for you. We've got the 3 piles to choose from below, which are the 3 crystals there. From left to right, it's group 1, group 2, and group 3. If you're watching on YouTube, this is just a life section. And then in the Patreon version, which is available to the 2nd and 3rd tiers, so not the first tier, only the 2nd and 3rd tier, the extended or the full version of this reading, we take a look at 3 separate sections. We look at life, we look at love, and we get some sort of spiritual advice. So if you're interested, or if you're resonating with this part of the reading and you want to check out the full version, which I do every month along with other readings on Patreon, you're welcome to check that out. I'll put my Patreon link in the description box below. The decks in the background are the decks that I intend to use today. If I add any to the mix, I'll be sure to let you know. But otherwise, if you need to pause the video to select your pile, then do so, and I'll see you in the correct video. Hey guys, hope you're doing well. So group 1, you guys have the opalite for your crystal selection. And we're going to get into your reading today. So this is the section that's available on YouTube. And if you find yourself resonating with this, then you're welcome to check out my Patreon. The top 2 tiers have access to the full reading, in which we break down what Taurus season is bringing you in terms of love, what it's bringing in terms of finances and career, and some spiritual guidance as well. So this is just an overall look at what life is bringing you for the YouTube or for the public. And then the subscribers get the full version where we go through like an in-depth breakdown. So let's get started. We're asking today, what is Taurus season bringing for group 1? What is Taurus season bringing group 1? What is Taurus season bringing group 1? Okay, so the first card out, I can't even pick it up. It's the Buddha Prepares in reverse. Number 1, the Oracle of Delphi. Actually, that's really interesting that cards came out, because I was on YouTube just last night and I was watching this like breakdown of The Matrix, the movie. And I didn't realize how much of that movie like related to mythology, and the Oracle of Delphi actually came up in that video. So that's interesting that I'm seeing that here today. I almost feel like that was a hint that I missed in regards to perhaps this reading today. Very interesting. Okay, here we've got 2 of Scrolls. Get 1 more and then I'll get a bottom deck. Okay, now we've got the Queen of Scrolls in reverse. On the bottom, we've got the 7 of Forces. Okay, so what I'm seeing here at the moment is that you're no longer sort of preparing for your awakening or preparing for things, you're already there. So what this Buddha prepares card in reverse is telling me is that you don't need the preparation anymore. You now have all the wisdom, all of the intuition, all of the resources that you need to move forward and trust your higher guidance or your inner guidance. You have that available to you now. Like there's no more needing to prepare. This is yours now. The only thing that seems to be getting in your way, perhaps during Taurus season, with this card, there's a tendency to be sort of cycling a lot during this season. So, you know, two worlds indicates that you're kind of stuck between your light and your dark, or you're switching between the two quite often. But sometimes it can just be like a shift in perspective, because, you know, she's facing the dark side of the card, whereas if she turned around, she would see like a lot more light, a lot more abundance, a lot more hope. So I do feel like your mindset will be quite crucial during Taurus season, and trying to make sure that you're always, well, I mean, no one's perfect. We can't be all light 100% of the time, but this is about making sure that you catch those negative thoughts and you change them to positive ones as often as you can. It's about not being too hard on yourself. It's about not getting too negative. It's about really focusing on the things that bring you light, bring you happiness, bring you abundance, so that you don't get caught in this negative mindset or this negative period. The Queen of Scrolls in reverse, I feel as though there's a little bit of a risk perhaps in Taurus season of getting a little bit lazy, or a little bit, it could go either way, I'm hearing, because as I was talking, I got drawn to the scales up here in this Seven of Forces card, which was your bottom deck energy. So I feel like this could swing either way for some people, or perhaps you can go back and forth on the spectrum. But I feel like there's either a tendency to overindulge and be a little bit lazy during Taurus season, because that Taurus energy is very slow. It's very like it's very relaxed. It wants to indulge. It wants to be a little bit more selfish, I guess. So there's a tendency to either go into that mode, or there's a tendency to completely neglect yourself and just, like a bull at a gate, like the Taurus sign is a bull, like a bull at a gate, it's like you're going to go too hard and do too much and completely neglect yourself. So I feel like Taurus season is really about making sure that you're balancing those two things out. So you're balancing work, you're balancing socializing and, you know, play. If you're engaged in things that are draining you, like work or responsibilities, and it's important to be doing things to sort of counteract that and bring that scale back into balance again. That's what I'm getting here so far. I do feel like making sure you're getting enough rest is what's going to be crucial in hearing your inner wisdom. I feel like if you're getting too tired, or if you're overworking, or if you're just getting a little bit slack, like you stop meditating, or you stop, I don't know, putting the work in, I do feel like you might misinterpret that intuition sometimes, or just not really quite be fully connected to it. So I feel like it's still going to take, like, even though your intuition's getting stronger and your gifts are getting stronger, I still feel like you need to keep putting continual work in and not just stop and take advantage of where you're at, because you are in a very powerful position and your wisdom's very strong. But if you cut back on your spiritual routine or like your holistic wellness, I feel like it will set you back. So don't get too content in where you are. Total side note, sometimes this card can indicate that there's contracts or documents or some sort of court or legal matter. So perhaps during Taurus season, there's a resolution to something, or there's some sort of legal matter that gets finalized, or it gets closer, or one step closer to being finalized. That's what I'm picking up there with that one. Excuse me. So I'm going to go into the Rider-Waite, and we're just going to see if there's anything I've missed there. Now this is a brand new deck, so I'm going to have to give it a really good shuffle. So bear with me, pile one. Sorry, I probably should have done that before I started, but I totally forgot. While I shuffle, I'll see if I can get any more messages from the cards in front of me as well. All right, so I feel like the Oracle of Delphi card is now kind of speaking to me again, and it's letting you know that, you know, you've had the intuition and the power all along, but it's the interpretation that's been lacking. So it's like you've probably had intuitive gifts or some sort of psychic gifts your whole life, but it's being misinterpreted, or it's not being realized, it's not being heard, you know, it's not been discovered. So this is all about like harnessing your power and starting to connect with it, starting to what's the word I'm looking for? Starting to distinguish the difference between, you know, intuition and overthinking or anxiety. It's really, yeah, it's letting you know that, you know, the power's been there all along. It's just been the fact that you kind of need to realize it's there and start looking for it, start listening to it. Okay, so have we missed anything here with what Taurus season is bringing group 1, please? What would you like to add to this reading for group 1 in terms of what Taurus season is bringing their way? Is there anything we wish to add to this reading for group 1's Taurus season? They don't really want to come out. I wonder if we've kind of covered all the messages here. That'd be a first. Interesting. The Knight of Cups in reverse kind of showed itself, but it didn't really come out. Okay, what have we got here? We've got 4. Okay, I'll take them. So we've got the Nine of Swords in reverse, Ace of Wands in reverse, the Devil in reverse, Knight of Wands in reverse. Bottom of the deck, 3 of Cups in reverse. Okay, so what I am seeing here is a little bit of a repeat of the messages that I have got through. So I'll go through them anyway. Obviously, if they're coming out, I need to speak about them, and something else might get added in. But this is really about not neglecting yourself in any way. It's getting enough rest, getting enough sleep, continuing to meditate, and not letting your anxiety creep back in if you decide to stop your spiritual routine all of a sudden, or if you start to sort of slack off or get lazy, like that Queen of Scrolls could have come through as earlier on. I say could have because there was, like, I was seeing scales where you could go one way or the other. So yeah, so the Nine of Swords in reverse is like don't start neglecting yourself now that you've gotten to a good place. It's to continue that work and to keep going. The Ace of Wands in reverse, I feel like this is, when I was talking about not hearing your intuition or not recognizing the voice of your intuition or your soul, I feel like there's an opportunity that has tried to come to you through your intuition, but you have kind of shut it down or ignored it or forgotten about it, or you didn't quite acknowledge it for what it truly was. It was like a passing thought almost, and you just sort of let it go. So what I feel like this is like saying, when you learn to listen to that voice, that's when the opportunity can come through, because you're going to hear it this time. With the Devil in reverse, I feel like this is relating to your mindset. So I feel like you need to be very careful not to get too... the words coming to mind are jealous, reactive, and almost obsessive in your thinking or your analysis of situations and relationships in your life. I feel like you need to be very careful that your mind doesn't take a dark turn and start getting a little bit paranoid or a little bit caught up in itself. With the Queen of Scrolls and the Knight of Wands, excuse me, what I feel like this is saying is, like the Knight of Wands in reverse would be someone who's quite erratic and impulsive in their behaviour, because they're not listening to their needs. I feel like it's come out with the Queen of Scrolls in reverse for a reason, and I think that that's saying that if you're not being intentional with where you're putting your energy or directing your energy, I feel like you could very easily get caught up either in just doing too much in Taurus season, or just like doing nothing at all. So I feel like you need to be intentional. You need to sort of be focused and motivated towards something specific to keep you, I guess, focused. With the Three of Cups in the reverse on the bottom, I think that's just monitoring your social life and having a healthy balance, not doing too much or not doing not enough. And just, making sure that you've got that balance going on. So that is where I leave the YouTube section for the Taurus season for group 1s. I hope you've enjoyed that. Don't forget that if you've enjoyed it or resonated, you can look into Patreon. In one of the top 2 tiers, you'll have access to the full reading where we break down love, finances and career, and some spiritual guidance. Otherwise, if this is where I leave you, then take care, and I will see you in another video soon. Bye. Hello group 2, welcome to your Taurus Seasons prediction reading. I hope you're well. You guys chose this very pale purple. I'm not sure how well you can see its true colour in the video, but it is pale purple, like a pinky purple. I'm not sure what it is. It was in a mixed bag, so I can't give it the credit it deserves. But anyways, we're going to get into your reading. So, of course, this is the YouTube version. If you would like to see the extended, you can consider subscribing to my Patreon, which is linked below, to get more sections. So this is a section that we just open up to see what Taurus season is bringing you in general in life. But in the full reading, which I can now tell you goes for about 40 minutes, we go into a section on your love life, we go into a section of your finances and career, and we get some spiritual guidance at the end as well. So it's very in-depth. It went a lot longer than I expected. Now that I've filmed group 1, I can tell you that much. And I can also tell you that I think midway through group 1, I started saying group 2. So I'm not sure if there's a link between your guys' groups just yet, but we will find out. So without further ado, let's get into your Taurus season predictions. So for group 2, what is Taurus season bringing them? How is Taurus season impacting group 2's life, please? Also, just a reminder while I'm thinking about it, if you do go onto Patreon, you need to ensure that you subscribe to one of the top 2 tiers. The first tier, the cheapest tier, doesn't get access to this reading. This is done once a month for every zodiac sign. And there's also 2 Ascension Guidance readings a month as well. So all up, there's 3 posts or 3 videos a month on that one. But yeah, so if you want access to this video, you need to be an obtrusive patron or a VIP patron. All right, so how is Taurus season impacting Group 2's life, please? How is Taurus season impacting Group 2's life? First up, we have number 21, Uriel and the Sphinx. So I feel like there's something very divinely guided happening throughout Taurus season for Group 2. This is a very... this card to me, as an intuitive reader, it's really about having a very strong mission or a very large mission in this lifetime and following your inner guidance to get there. It's about the universe, your guides, your ancestors really, really coming around you to help you see this through. Oh, this is actually making me emotional, Group 2. This is a very powerful energy. And this is about them really, really wanting you to see your purpose through. This is about you being chosen for something extremely special. This is about your profound presence. And this is just about the universe really, really wanting you to win. There's very, very powerful ascended masters around you, and your higher self, your guidance, your inner guidance is so powerful. I don't even think you recognize your own power. We've got birth coming out in the reverse, which is the number 4. So this tells me that there's like ideas and things in your head, but you're not bringing them into reality. So I feel like you've got a lot of ideas, a lot of inspirations flowing through you, and like your creative energy is very strong and in a healthy flow, but implementing these ideas is where it kind of deflates a little bit. Oh, that was way too many cards. I'll try that again. How is Taurus season impacting Group 2's life? Okay, we've got the 4 of Keys in reverse, which says clearing the way. What I feel like this is saying is that now's not the right time to actually start anything new until you clear a block. I feel like there's something to be cleared here. Okay, so you're being led to something here with Uriel and the Sphinx. You're being led to something, you're being guided to something, you're being pushed to something, but it's not the right time to actually birth it, or the universe can't birth it or bring it to ground because you're not clearing some sort of karma. This is like a resistance against, oh my God, I can't find my words. This is like an overwhelming energy for this reading. So I feel like I've got a lot of spiritual, like intuitives in this group. Because even for me, it's quite a lot to experience right now. But regardless, yeah, I feel like there's a block here that you're not overcoming, or you're trying to pretend it's not there, or you're resisting something, and that's why something's not coming to ground. So you may know that you're destined for something or for someone, and you kind of seem to have this inner knowing that you're maybe even starting to doubt, because what it is that you feel is coming is just not coming. But this is because it can't come through until you clear this out of the way, whatever this is for you. So knowing this information, if you know, if your intuition is telling you what this block is, then you can change this reading, because right now this is saying that you're resisting something and it's not going to come to ground. Something's destined to happen, but it's not going to come to ground. Knowing this, if you can clear this karma or clear this block, you can change this and you can bring it to fruition. You know, tarot readings aren't the be-all and end-all. You know, you can make a different decision. You can change your course. You're in control. You're the one that's in power of your life and your decisions. Seven of Scrolls, intricacies and industry. As if I could say the hard one and not the easy one. Anyway. Okay, so this card is really, if I'm tying it in with the previous cards, there's like a real, I'm hearing attention to detail. So I feel like there's a bit of like, whatever, this is very confusing for me, I guess, because I don't know exactly what your block is. It's going to be different for lots of people. But what it feels like is that there's some type of restructuring that needs to take place on some level. And I feel like you really need to pay attention to the details, and you really need to pay attention to the foundation and make sure that the foundation is level, it's clear, it's strong, and it's sturdy. Because without a strong, sturdy, level foundation, whatever you're building upon that is not completely stable. I feel as though I feel like there's some sort of restructuring that you need to do in your routine, your habits, your beliefs, your mental state, something like that. We've got the Eight of Scrolls on the bottom in reverse. So this card's all about an element of your path being unknown, and fearing that unknown. But this card is really like, it's leading you to your light. It's leading you to something better. So you kind of need to just trust that it is leading you to something better, and that it's leading you to further growth. It's leading you to being able to build upon something. We'll get some tarot cards and we'll try to find out any more that I may have missed. Alright, so what have I missed here for group 2 in regards to how Taurus season is impacting their life? So yeah, so far I'm really feeling like you have an opportunity to do something differently, to take one step closer to your true being, your inner light. Okay, so we've got the Six of Pentacles coming out there. The Six of Pentacles is really just telling me that maybe in Taurus season you're going to really notice or be more intentional about how much you're giving people in situations and how much you're getting in return. I feel like you're going to be very focused on reciprocity and trying not to keep giving your energy away to people that don't deserve it or that don't reciprocate, or to people that just keep taking. What more can you tell me about birth in reverse, please? All right, so we got the Sun, we got the Two of Wands in reverse, and the Ace of Swords in reverse. Interesting. These two came out in Group 1's reading for... I can't remember which section now. Sorry. But this is saying that there is a massive opportunity that you are turning away from and avoiding because of the karmic cycle you're avoiding, or the block that you're avoiding. The Sun card is like a card of, you know, truly auspicious times. It's a card of happiness, joy, abundance, creativity, blessings, and all the rest. So there is a beautiful time or a beautiful life to be experienced that you are turning away from because you're giving too much away to something not in alignment with you. You're giving too much of yourself away to something that's not in alignment with you. Therefore, you're missing out on that Sun energy. Can you tell me more about clearing the way in reverse, please? Sorry, I just dropped those ones then. Clearing the way in reverse. Is there anything more you can tell me? The Magician in reverse and the Ten of Swords in reverse. You're trying to work against your destiny here and hold on to something that just needs to go. There's something that needs to go. There's an ending that needs to take place. It causes you more stress than it does bring you reward. The Magician in reverse is like you're trying to go against fate. You're trying to go against destiny, and you're trying to avoid this ending. You're trying to find a way to hold on to this ending, or to hold on to this thing that needs to go. That is where I'm going to leave it for this section. We will be going further into love, career, finances, and spirituality. We can hopefully find some more out about what this situation is when we dive into those specific topics. So if you would like to check that out, then feel free to check out my Patreon link below. Again, it's only available for the top 2 tiers. The first tier does not have access to this reading, unfortunately. If this is where I leave you, take care. If this is not where I leave you, I'll see you over on Patreon. Regardless, have a really good week, guys, and stay safe. Hey Group 3, welcome to your Taurus Season Predictions reading. I hope you're well. You have selected the Rainbow Madagascar Fluorite, I think it's called. And this will be your reading for today. So obviously this is the YouTube section, which is where we take a look at life in general. And if you resonate with this, there's a Patreon link below. If you subscribe to one of my top 2 tiers, you'll have access to the full in-depth version of this reading, where we take a look at an in-depth section on your love life, an in-depth section on career and finances, and an in-depth message for spiritual guidance as well. But for now, we're just going to jump straight in and see what Taurus season is bringing group 3 in terms of life in general. What is group 3's Taurus season bringing them? How is Taurus season impacting group 3's life? Okay, so we've got the King of Roses. And we've got will, wisdom, and mind. So the King of Roses could either be you or somebody else, but this is someone who is very strong in their self-love, but they're also very strong in expressing their emotions and their love for others as well. This is someone that's very capable and open to love, someone that's very aligned with mind, body, spirit, or will, wisdom, mind, as this card here says, which to me just links the mind, body, and spirit anyways. And just someone that's got a lot of inner wisdom. And I think someone that's got very good values as well. So this is either describing you, or this is describing someone that you're connected to, or someone coming into your life. I'm not sure. So we've got the waterfall in reverse. And we've got the One of Keys on the bottom. Number 16, caught in the ruins. All right. So what I'm kind of seeing here is that I do feel like someone that you're very aligned with, or someone that you have been you could be in a relationship with this person, or it's just someone that you're aligned with. But either way, what I'm seeing here is that during Taurus season, there seems to be a potential to get a little bit emotionally overwhelmed and have some sort of like emotional outburst about something. It's going to result in a rebuild process. So I do feel like it's going to be quite a fall or fallout, because I mean, with the One of Keys, this is like starting again from the very ground, like from the ground up, like building the foundation, rebuilding the foundation, I should say, from the ground up. And with caught in the ruins as the bottom deck energy, there's definitely, I feel like, fears, limited beliefs, negative perceptions from the past are restricting the growth here. So this is like past things coming back up during Taurus season that could have the potential to bring things crumbling down in order for a rebuild, or for you to totally pave a new path altogether. So knowing this, you can obviously rewrite or follow this path as it is at the moment, but it definitely seems like you'll need to see the fears for what they are, as obviously there's something that triggers them during Taurus season. You'll need to see them for what they are, and you'll need to heal these emotions healthily rather than have this emotional outburst, or rather than let them get the better of you, because it seems like an emotional outburst is what causes something to crumble and have to start again. So self-love, meditation, and keeping your energy clear and filling your cup with a lot of self-love can help you to kind of stay in a better energy and less vulnerable to this outpour or outburst. And also maybe even like addressing your fears or your triggers in a healthy way, where you just communicate your fears or what's triggering you. You know, you readdress that wound that caused it in the first place, and then you rebuild from there. And that's more of like a rebuild by choice rather than a rebuild by force. What am I missing with the King of Roses, please, for Taurus season's impact on group 3? Oh, interesting. 3 of Cups in reverse, 2 of Cups. This tells me that there could have been a third person that interfered in a connection in some way or another, whether it was physical or just by gossip or instigating trouble or something like that. There was a third party interference, or the 3 of Cups can also be about celebrating, but in the reverse, I just feel like it could be rooted in the past, but there was a person that interfered in the connection, or there is a person that interferes in the connection by means of gossip or, I don't know, drama or whatever the case. I'm not going to speculate. It could be very minor, or it could be a lot worse, and it could be now, or it could be from the past, but either way it's coming back up, or it's coming up during Taurus season in some way. I do feel like the connection is healthy. I don't see any signs of your partner engaged in any wrongdoing, but I do just feel like it's just going to bring something up. It could even be while you're, there could even be like an argument or something while you're drinking or celebrating something. What have I missed with the Will, Wisdom, Mind? 8 of Swords in reverse. Yeah, so I feel like you've been in quite a healthy alignment, and then suddenly something triggers you, a limiting belief or a restricting belief of some kind. Yeah, so if you don't communicate it healthily, it's going to keep you really, really stuck. The King of Swords is someone that's not very open and honest in their communication in the reverse position, or someone that's withholding communication, someone not quite being authentic. So I think that you might need to be authentic in how you're feeling and communicate about it properly to avoid it becoming a problem. What have I missed with the Waterfall in reverse? Okay, we'll move on. What have I missed with the One of Keys, please? That one did not want to go back in. Two of Pentacles in reverse. So whatever this is has kept you stuck in this continuous loop. It's like it comes up and it goes away, and it comes up and it goes away, but it's never fully resolved. It just cycles in and out of your thoughts. It kind of keeps you in disharmony, keeps you from being fully at peace. Four of Swords and a Wheel of Fortune. Yeah. So to move this wheel in a more positive direction and to like move yourself out of this karmic loop, you need to heal the wound at the root and take actual time to really heal it and address it properly, speak about it, bring it to light. And that's what's going to help the Wheel of Fortune start to move along and create more positive growth. On the bottom we have Page of Swords, and on the bottom of here we had Caught in Ruins, number 16. So the secret to not getting yourself trapped in these limited beliefs or limited perceptions is to communicate, is to talk, open up, have a conversation and be honest about how you're feeling, rather than suppressing it or trying to dumb it down or hide it or keep the peace. Just open up and talk about it. Under that was the Ten of Cups in reverse. So that's like your block. To get this back, it's time to open up and start having a communication about what's blocking this. All right, so that's where I'm going to leave your prequel reading, group 3. If this is where I leave you, take care. Otherwise, I'll see you over on Patreon. But regardless, stay safe and I'll see you in another video. Bye.